Here's how to write your letter of continued interest. I used a letter of continued interest to get into my dream school, Duke. Conrad, what is a letter of continued interest, you might ask? Great question. Well, it's exactly what it sounds, a letter of continued interest, but it's a lot more complicated than that. Don't worry, I'm here, don't stress. Basically, this is going to be a one-page letter where you're summing up kind of all the new things that you've done since applying. And you're going to want to send one of these unless the college explicitly says they do not want any additional information. In fact, they're kind of expecting it. These letters are kind of broken up into 3 different chunks. And don't worry if you get confused at all, because on my page I have a letter of continued interest template, which you can totally use. The first chunk is just reaffirming that you really want to go to this school and that it's your top choice. And some people think it's a good idea to mention other colleges in that section. Don't do that. This would be something like saying, Duke is my top choice out of Harvard, Yale, etc., which I got accepted to. Because in their minds, they're thinking, oh wow, he's gotten into some great schools, like, we don't really need to offer this waitlist spot to him. I totally get the reasoning. I thought the same way. Just don't play that card. Then in the next section, you're going to want to break down kind of all the new things that you've done since applying. And make sure before you write this, you go back and read all the essays, your extracurriculars that you applied to for that specific school. Because guys, like I've said, we're crafting a narrative here. They're going to have this idea of you, and you want that to be consistent. Being able to show like specific ways in which your involvement in maybe some of your extracurriculars or volunteering or anything like that has increased over the time since last applying looks great. When you're mentioning these things, don't lie or over-exaggerate, but speak highly of yourself and your involvement and exaggerate yourself where you can. The last section is kind of personal to that college. You kind of want to bring it back home and kind of explain why it is your top choice. This is kind of like the why this college essay, so make sure you're finding specific things to talk about. This is kind of your last and like only chance to personalize yourself, so make sure you're doing that throughout this whole letter. It honestly will make you seem a lot more genuine and will make them want to accept you. Well, that's kind of everything. If you want to see what an actual letter of continued interest looks like, I'm posting mine later today, so make sure to follow to stay tuned for that. And let me know if you have any other questions.